Hello and welcome back to my garden. As you can see, I'm in front of this tomato bed that I've been saying for the last few weeks that I'm gonna clear out because this is the state of the tomatoes. There's still tomatoes growing on it, but I need this bed because I want to put some more things in. So they are coming out today, I promise. I've bought a whole bunch of seedlings that I want to get into the ground. Got some more broad beans, some lettuces, parsley, and some Romanesco cauliflower / broccoli, depending on what you would like to call it. Technically, it's sort of both, I think. But yeah, definitely want to get some of those in because I love growing the Romanesco and the pattern they create in their florets. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Michael and I love all things gardening. So if you do too, you've come to the right place. Now let's get growing. So here are my seedlings. I got these broad beans from work because they look like this and people probably wouldn't buy them. So scored myself a little freebie, but I'm going to chuck them in anyway and see how they grow. There was 2 of them. Add them to my little broad bean bed that I planted the other day. Romanescos, some lettuces. Oh, and I forgot, I've got some calendula, which usually self-seeds everywhere. And I had it growing all over the place. And I think it's sort of slowly started to die off because it hasn't popped up recently. So I just went and bought another little punnet of the calendula seedlings and my parsley. There's parsley there as well. And yeah, might be wondering what these funny looking bags are. Well, one of my colleagues at work, she actually grows mushrooms professionally and sells them. But this is the old substrate that they grow them in. And they can only use them a few times, I think, before they have to put new stuff. But you can use this in like adding it to your compost because it is full of like mycelial goodness. And I may even get some random mushrooms popping up because it's obviously been inoculated with the mushroom spawn. You call them spawn? I think so. So I'm still trying to work out where to put them. So I can break it up and use it like as almost like a mulch or just mix it in with my dirt. I don't know whether to add them to my veggie bed or if I chuck them into the compost, which I can do, which is good for the compost, then I probably won't be able to eat any mushrooms that come out because I'm adding all sorts of, greens and foodstuffs in there. So I want to put them somewhere just to see if some mushrooms grow, because if I can grow my own mushrooms, that would be pretty cool. And these have all been inoculated with lion's mane mushroom, which is even better. Not just your little button mushrooms or anything like that. Some specialty mushroom yumminess. So yeah, that is on my plan for today as well. I just got to think about where to put them. But first, we're going to clear the old tomato bed. It's done. Finally. A bit of mess on the top here. And I've got one stake still in because it's got a loofah hanging off of it. So I'll just leave the stake in until the loofah is finished. So I think I need to add a little bit of compost to the soil. Just because tomatoes are pretty hungry and they would have used a lot of nutrients up in the soil. I realised I've only got not even half a bag of compost left. So I might have to go get some. Or, what if I use this bed to put the mushroom compost in, the mushroom substrate in? I'm going to put broccoli in here. The Romanesco. Do you think they'll go together? I might have to do a little bit of a Google. I did a little bit of research, very cursory research, and I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to use them. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. Look at it, the big moldy mess. And now I guess I should give it a good water in. Get all those mycelium goodness down into the soil. I may have taken a little trip to Bunnings because I've decided I'm going to add at least a bag of compost on top of the mushroom substrate, just because. But I also checked their clearance plants, the bottom shelf where they have all their veggies and stuff. There's always some bargains. I got purplicious broccoli for $2. Looks a little something like that. Well, this looks a little something like that. But I'm hoping I can bring it back to life. I've planted so much silver beet, but $2, come on, can't say no. Some spring onions, some like red spring onions, and some Rumex raspberry dressing. Now I've never grown this before, but for $2, there's always a first time, hey? I've never used it before, so I have to. If you've ever used it, let me know how you use it in the comments. It's a little bit crispy, but it's a perennial plant, so I just need to tidy it up and it should be good. But let's get some compost on this bed. Let's put this Romanesco in. This is a nutrient overload. Now I reckon I'm going to stick some calendula, a couple of those in there as well. But down the middle of the bed, maybe I should plant the sorrel. It was sorrel, I was right. It just doesn't say it on the label. I was like, Rumex is sorrel, right? And some mulch to finish it off. Moving onto this bed, I reckon got the broad beans to go in here, and then I'm gonna put this $2 Purplicious here next to my capsicum. But I've got some more compost. Purplicious right here. Wish I'd got it for my purple patch. I mean, I could plant it in there. Purple broccoli. It's very purple. I've got purple sprouting broccoli, but it's quite different. No, I'm just gonna go here. No, Michael. And in the center there, I've got my snow peas. I sowed some snow peas a few days ago, so hopefully they come up soon. And then I think I'm just going to stick those really long broad beans seedlings. I'm just going to mix them in with the little ones that I planted last week, and then hopefully they can just, I might have to stake them up because broad beans get quite tall. I might have to just put a little bit of stake and some twine or something around just to give them a bit of support. I've got my 2 little sorrel seedlings left, so I've got some space, so chuck them in here, I reckon. Stick them just in the middle. And then the last of I'm almost out of sugarcane mulch to get some more. Where am I going to fit these last 4? I wonder if I'll be able to break them up. Or maybe I should just leave them as a clump. Yeah, clump. Clump it is. And stick it here at the end. Right at the end. And there we have it. This bed, I think, is full. No more things to go in the bed. Broad beans, sugar snap peas in the middle, some sorrel. I'm going to try and overwinter that capsicum. There's my sad looking kale at the end. We'll see how that goes. And my $2 purplicious broccoli just there. Oh, and there's some I forgot, there's coriander in here as well, and my little nasturtium. So hopefully that gets big and sort of cascades over the end of the bed. But I'm pretty happy with that one. And I'll show you my other one. And I'm also happy with this one as well. Full of Romanesco broccoli, some sorrel in the middle. Just got the last of my loofah hanging on for dear life on the arbor. Once that is done, don't know what I'll put on there. Maybe some more sweet peas, maybe something else, something climbing. A couple of calendula in here as well. And I could probably dot some little things around, maybe some lettuces, something that doesn't take up too much space. Spring onions, chives could also fit in here as well. But I'm pretty happy with where it is at today. And I think I'm pretty happy with where the video is at today. So we might end it there. Thank you once again for joining me. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all the goings on in my patch. And if you want some extra content from Gardening with Michael, I do have a membership. For a few dollars a month, you get exclusive content that doesn't go on the main feed, early access to my videos, as well as priority replies to the comments, and you can just generally access me a little bit easier than you can through YouTube. And those few extra dollars a month really help me out and make it possible for me to continue making these videos for you, because I hope you enjoy them as well. And until the next one, happy gardening. Bye.